Okay, so those of you who have been desperately looking for an update on the third scale hydroplane. Long story short, I ended up acquiring a second boat. This is actually the original boat out of the mold that was built. And this one was rigged up quite a bit different than mine. This one actually has a exhaust system, kind of like what you'd see on a motorcycle. And this custom built little water box here. The exhaust exits down through there and out the back of the boat. When I purchased this, the spark, it had no spark, so it wasn't starting up. And this box was actually blown apart, which you can see is once again blown apart. I had to do the repairs on the ignition and found somebody to weld that box back together for me. And literally just 2 minutes ago, tried starting the thing up and had a huge explosion and has blown this box back apart again. So I believe my next step is to take this box off completely. Now that I've got spark getting to it, I'm going to try starting it without the box, and I'll probably just run it for a couple of seconds, but that's where we're at on it. The Miss Budweiser boat is still functional, but I have not gotten it back out to try testing on it yet. But that's the update. That's where we're at. I'm going to try to get both of these going. Try to show you some other differences in my rigging setup. He was a little better about his waterproof box. It looks like he actually bought a second control box from a jet ski and hollowed it out and used it for his water box for his controls. And the other difference, the big difference that I saw, was the way he rigged up his steering, which you might notice it does not actually have a steering servo, but he's actually remade this system where it used to have the jet drive here, or the jet drive nozzle, which would actually direct the jet drive, and he's welded on, or actually built this whole setup where it's got a rudder instead. So that's why I'm wanting to get two boats going, so I can test both systems, see what's the best. This is where the exhaust exits the boat, and I don't know if something's plugged up in there or what's going on with that, but I just spent quite a bit of money on getting that welded up just for it to blow out and not even acting like it was going to try to start. So anyway, that is our update. I've gotten the box off, and you can see, you can imagine how loud that was. It sounded a lot like a gun going off, and blew it back apart again. So I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to be able to use or what's going on with it. And I'm going to check to see if I've got something plugging that up, because it doesn't make much sense to me that it blew up. I barely even put any gas to it, so I didn't even hear it spark like it was actually going to try to start up, and it just popped and blew up. So we'll see. And the last segment of the video, don't really know what's going on here. I'm not exactly sure how timing works as far as ignition timing for a 300cc Kawasaki jet ski engine, but this thing is just backfiring out the muffler. It is not even trying to start, it just continues to backfire. If I put gas in it, it'll turn over for a while, backfire, and that's all it's doing. I don't actually want to put a steady flow of gas to it, especially with it doing that, because I'm not exactly sure what's causing that. That sounds like a timing issue to me. If you have any useful input, put them down below. Remember, this is a 300cc Kawasaki jet ski engine. This is out of the old stand-up style jet skis, like from the 80s. So if you're not familiar with them, then I'm not real sure you probably have a whole lot of useful input. So anybody that's familiar with those engines and how to time them, or what kind of a problem could be, like I said, I actually bought this in this condition. I thought it was supposed to be running when I bought it, but there was a miscommunication, I guess, as far as that goes. But anyway, just trying to get it going.